Hey everybody, I hope all of you are having a great day so far. So in this video, I'll be covering the latest news about your third stimulus check of $1,400. I'll be answering the questions as to why you have not received one yet, and how the IRS will be updating the Get My Payment tool from this moment forward. Thank you so much for being here everybody, and get ready for all the stimulus information that you have to know. So folks, the IRS and the US Treasury Department are working together on getting you and around 30 million other Americans a $1,400 stimulus check. According to the Social Security Administration, if you receive SSI or SDI benefits, you will see your stimulus money either as a direct deposit to your Express card, bank account, or in the mail. The SSA has stated that the IRS will not send economic impact cards to this group. So if you are an SSI, SSDI, or Railroad Retirement Benefit, you should not expect an economic impact card in the mail. I know that some of you are wondering whether the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website has to update first, before you can see a paying deposit into your bank account. Well, as far as I know, the Get My Payment tool is not really reliable. I have read so many comments on my videos saying the Get My Payment tool never even updated, even after they received their stimulus payment. So folks, I would say this. No, the tracker tool on the IRS website does not have to update in order for you to receive your stimulus money. The IRS does update its Get My Payment tool at least once a day. The tool will show you the status of your payment, including when a check is scheduled for delivery. But I know that many of you are still seeing a payment status message saying not available. Well, the IRS portal can also flag if there's a problem with your payment that you may need to address, but the tool will not tell you the amount of money that you're supposed to receive. So I'm sure that many of you are all wondering when you actually are supposed to receive a stimulus check of $1,400. Well, the IRS did begin processing payments earlier this morning. The IRS often begins processing payments on Friday and then on Wednesday, which is a couple days later. Americans are expected to receive a $1,400 payment on Wednesday, April 7th. On March 17th, Joe Biden did sign the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill into law. The same day, some lucky Americans actually were sent a $1,400 payment. If the IRS is able to process payments within hours, you should be able to access your $1,400 check before the end of the day. Let me know everyone, if you are still seeing a payment date for March 26th on the IRS Get My Payment tool. It is likely that you'll receive your stimulus money by the end of next week. However, the delivery time for the stimulus check varies. But if you do have correct mailing information on file for the IRS, don't worry, your check is on its way to you right now. And families with younger people to older dependents could see a significant boost in money from the government over the next 12 months. And this is really awesome. In addition, an expanded 2021 child tax credit could start boosting millions of families' income over the summer. For those of you wondering, here's how child tax credit will be divided. The amount you will receive will be half of what you're owed for this year, and you will receive the other half of the payment with a 2021 tax refund, which could be filed in 2022, next year. You can receive up to around $300 per month for each qualifying child of age 5 and under, and up to $250 per month for each child between the ages of 6 and 17. I know that this expanded child tax credit will greatly help millions of Americans like yourself. So if you qualify for $3,000 and you have one dependent, you get an estimated $250 per month from July to December, totaling around $1,500. But unfortunately folks, I know that some of your stimulus checks might be vulnerable to garnishment by private debt collectors. Lawmakers are not able to pass a stimulus bill that would protect American stimulus payments from debt collectors. According to multiple experts and news sources, these kinds of payments will go directly into a taxpayer's bank accounts, and those bank accounts are one of the easiest ways for third-party collection companies to take away your stimulus money. But the good news folks is this: governors in Maryland, New Jersey, and Washington have all taken action in the past few weeks to make sure that you're able to keep your stimulus money. That is all the news in today's video folks. If any of you found this video useful and helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching everybody. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
The U.S. government has purchased, but we also have plenty of doses from Pfizer and Moderna regardless.
So there is no supply disruption caused by the Baltimore plant for U.S. supply going forward.
For U.S. supply, for the supply that we are anticipating through the course of May, we have been assured that that they expect to meet those deadlines.
And one more about Hong Kong. As you're aware, there were 7 pro-democracy veterans who were advocates, pro-democracy advocates, who were arrested yesterday. And this is obviously, a continuation of Beijing trying to quash pro-democracy protests in the country. If you have a comment, is the administration monitoring that situation even now?
We certainly are. Today's politically motivated convictions in Hong Kong of 7 pro-democracy activists once again shows the degree to which Beijing seeks to crush all forms of peaceful dissent in the city. These activists were taking part in a peaceful demonstration of over 1.7 million Hong Kongers protesting for the autonomy and freedoms promised to them by the PRC. Their conviction is yet another example of Beijing eroding Hong Kong's freedoms and failing to live up to its international obligations under the Sino-British Joint Declaration. Go ahead, Kelly.
Did the company, once the company informed the administration about the timing of the problems at the plant, there's so much focus from this White House about transparency. Was there an obligation to speak about this earlier than acknowledging today that you knew last week?
Well, I think it's important for people to remember that this plant has not been FDA approved. It's still going through a rigorous review, and J&J is, of course, working through that process to bring the facility online and gain authorization. So HHS updated us. In fact, this is probably the process working as it should. HHS updated us on J&J's manufacturing, including where things stood with the facility at the point where they learned about the issue. It wasn't going to impact our supply. It wasn't going to impact the supply to the American people. And of course, J&J is working through this with the FDA. So we'd certainly refer to them on the process.
On the infrastructure, climate, jobs plan, the president also talked about inviting Republicans to the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Given the comments from his longtime friend Mitch McConnell, do we have that on the books yet? And do you anticipate that there is any legitimate room to move? Or is the White House really settling into the idea that this will be a Democrats-only push in order to accomplish this big priority?
Well, we just announced the proposal yesterday. There's a long history of agreement on infrastructure and the need to invest in infrastructure, the need to take steps to be more competitive with China. We feel there are a lot of areas of agreement, and the president will certainly be inviting Republicans and Democrats here to the Oval Office to have discussions and meetings about the path forward, to hear their ideas. There are some differences between the ARP. The ARP, the American Rescue Plan, was an emergency package. We needed to get it done as quickly as possible to get the pandemic under control, get relief direct checks out to Americans. We've got a little bit more time here to work and have discussions with members of both parties. We want to see progress by Memorial Day. We'd like to see this package passed by the summer, but I certainly expect when Congress returns that the president will be inviting members to the Oval Office.
And when you consider that timeline, certainly there are Democrats, especially the most progressive Democrats, who would like to see the ability to get this done quickly in order to touch on some of the other priorities that are in different topic areas. Is there a real sense, though, that you can work with Republicans when the leader says there will be no support, when the House Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, says we love infrastructure, but we don't like this tax idea? Is there any room left?
I think that's a question for them. They support investment in